And we are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti. Show number 2 tonight for me.
For you, yep.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing? Your blood pressure coming down a little bit?
Yeah, my blood,
Talking some Knicks.
Yep, talking some Knicks, talking some Yankees. But, we're here to talk a little girls flag football with a great friend a great childhood friend, an unbelievable football coach in the world of high school football. We'll get into that a little more. And a great friend of our program, head coach Guy Bertola from Indian Hills.
Yep, stealing my thunder. I always do the
introduction.
You
do the intro.
That's okay.
No, go ahead.
You did well. We're going to welcome Coach Guy Bertola and his Indian Hills High School girls flag football team. He's going to talk about the program. It's their first year. As we've talked on this program, girls flag football continues to grow, and they are, having a team at their high school. He's going to be joined by, I believe it's going to be 3 of his players this evening. It is Sofia DelGrosso, Lila Hoen, I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. I'll have them correct me when they get here, and Nina Zuidema. So we will officially meet them. I think they are.
Before we get into that, I want to give a shout out.
Okay. Yes.
Last week we had the privilege of going to see IC, who was when I say IC, Immaculate Conception Softball in Lodi. They're obviously connections throughout our show and our family. My sister Jody coached there. We knew Coach H, rest in peace, Coach H, but an unbelievable program. And we had the, privilege of seeing them in Lodi.
Right.
And we happened to, and one of our great friends, Joey Fredette, his daughter plays for IC, and yesterday in a big game, in the rivalry game against Wallington, and we had Wallington softball on last year, if you remember. Very good program.
Right. Yep.
They set the tone early. 2 outs, first inning. Ava Fredette, aka the A Train, as she's called, but a big 3-run home run to set the tone. That's all they needed. 7-1 victory over Wallington. So shout out to IC, shout out to Ava, and shout out to her dad, Joey, for, being her dad and being there. And listen, it's a great program. They're having a great little season so far. And want to just give IC a shout out and Ava a shout out tonight on the show.
And I'm actually going to get us caught up on some comments real quick. Good friend Kenny is saying, good evening, all in high school family. Jenny still thinks he's doing K&K Sports. I know it's going to take a while for
I'm trying to tag our high school. It's like crazy.
And we have Dr. John Irvington, high school athletic director, checking in on girls flag football front as well, saying Irvington girls flag football, reigning champs, just defeated Mastery Charter 32-6. So they're continuing their winning ways. And Mastery was undefeated in South Jersey. Wow, great, impressive win. Thanks for the update, Dr. John. Much appreciated. Also getting a hello from Coach Joe Breslin, saying, looking forward to a great show. Coach Breslin, when Kurt said shout out, I thought he was going to give a shout out to you. I forgot. I know he did on the K&K show, and we're going to do it here as well. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here, hook us up with our lighting. And as you could see, we might need you back.
Yeah, we might need them back. We
had a little technical difficulties with our green screen again, but we're continuing to work on it. But we want to make sure we gave him the proper thanks. So we have Coach and we have Sophia. So I'm going to let them on in. All right.
Yeah. While you're letting them, I got to say, this is the new software is great, but like trying to tag it like on the spot, like we're going to need like a 4-hour intro because it's too hard to do.
All right, well, we are joined by Coach Bertola, and he is joined by one of his players at the moment, and we will be expecting a few more. They're playing multiple sports, so they're taking time out of their busy schedule. But right now, he is joined by Sofia DelGrosso. Coach Bertola, allow me to formally introduce you. As we mentioned, it's your first year at the helm of Indian Hills High School girls lacrosse, but you're also currently on the football coaching staff at Clifton High School, and so he's joined by his player, Sofia. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I'll just say this about Coach Bertola, and I'm not going to be a little biased here, but not only an unbelievable, great football coach, again, great friend to the show. I've known him forever. But, and I'll say this, Sophia, to you, the girls at IH are lucky to have him. And I mean this in like the ultimate compliment, I've been around tons. I coached high school football for almost 20 years, so I've been around tons of coaches. But for the love of football, I don't know there's anybody more that loves football than Coach Guy Bertola. And the girls at IC, everyone's lucky to have you as a coach. I'm sorry, IC. I'm getting at Indian Hills. But it's just that's how I would sum up if somebody said one word of Coach Bertola. I don't know anyone who loves football more than Coach Bertola. So these girls are very lucky to have you as their head coach teaching them to the program.
Thank you so much for that. I'm sorry, Sos. Thank you so much.
No, I was going to say I second that. I definitely do agree. I think that we extremely are lucky to have Coach Bertola as our coach this year, and I couldn't ask for a better coach for a senior year. Go off with a bang.
Nice.
So, Coach, I'll start with you with this two-part question. One, and we always ask, especially when they're, coaches who've done the high school boys football. Part one, why girls flag football for you, Coach? And two, how much fun has it been so far?
Well, the first part, I was looking to coach a spring sport. So I didn't want to coach anything. I didn't want to be, I'm not a varsity baseball coach or anything like that, but I would do like freshman baseball. I coached softball a couple of times at St. Joe's, West New York, and at St. Anthony's. So I want to do something in the spring now that I'm not coaching in the Catholic school football where that's 24/7. So I saw the opening because this is the third year Indian Hills have football. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Julie H., the basketball coach, and Megan Weiss. They brought the team to MetLife their very first year. And then last year it was Megan and Gaffney, who went on to become a police officer. So when I saw the opening, I said, oh, this should be great. So I went in, I went to the head coach, I went to the AD, and I said, this, I'm into this. And he's like, really? I said, sure. And away we go. B, why not? I like it because A, I think girls are much more mature than boys. I mean, we all know that, right? Right, the missus on both ladies on this can attest. And
I know. I deal with every night, Coach. I know.
So I enjoy coaching the ladies because they are in tune. They do listen. So it helps me to become a better football coach because you really are teaching the basics. Listen, you run like we learned at Rutgers this weekend. Run to the hip, set the edge. It's the same thing we have to do here. Try to get the edge. So it's a lot of fun ABC teaching. And I think personally it sharpens my tools. And whenever I can coach and be in front of people and make them better, it makes me feel better. So that's why. And like you said, I love football. And I tell the girls they want to practice. They want to go 3 days a week. So we're going to go 3 days a week. I'm like, I love it. Whatever you girls want to do, let's do it.
You're not 4 days a week. Yeah, Coach, knowing you, I mean, you're 7 days a week.
I'm trying not to, I'm trying not to scare anybody away just yet.
Coach, real quick, good friend growing up, Kenny Kirkpatrick. Coach Bertola,
yeah.
Great to see you and bottom of my heart. Best of luck to you and the Indian Hills girls flag football team this year.
Coach, I think I misspoke by calling you a first-year program. My apologies for that. I appreciate you, giving me, credit to the coaches that came before you. So thank you. And I do have to echo, just even following each other on social media, it's obvious about your dedication to the sport and even just your positivity. So, I obviously have known you as long as Kurt, but it really is so nice to see coaches, have that type of presence. So I'm sure the girls are very lucky to have you. I'm going to go to Sofia really quickly. I wanted you to talk a little bit, Sofia, about your prior flag football experience, part of the program in the past, but even going back before that, did you have any prior experience or did you come when it started the program? Was that your first experience with the sport?
Yeah, so I actually do have prior experience growing up in my neighborhood. I grew up with two kids my age that are now on the varsity boys high school team. One's actually the quarterback, the position I play, so it kind of works out perfectly. I've learned a lot from him growing up, but I grew up around all boys in the neighborhood. I was the only girl, so everyone would knock on my door after school. We'd go out, we'd play flag football. We would play two-hand touch, not flag football. And then during the winter time, we would go into my backyard and we would play tackle football. So me being like the youngest girl out there, I fell in love with the sport and I always wanted to play it growing up, but of course my mom would like never let me just for like little safety issues. And I also did have other sports, but last year I did try to play, but I unfortunately ended up tearing my labrum in my shoulder the first game. So I was out for the season and had to get surgery. But it was so fun, even although I like didn't get to play the full season. I just got one game in. Practices, you wake up 5:45, get there by 6 a.m. for 6:15 practice, and everyone's just psyched. Like usually everyone's dreading a 6 a.m. practice, like before school especially, but no, it's completely opposite. Everyone's excited to be there. This year we have girls that have never played football before. We have like a mixture of those who do and those who don't, but it's just good to see everyone always come to practice with a smile on their face no matter what, like whether it's cold, rainy, hot, sunny, lights are on, lights are off, whatever. Everyone's just excited to be there and we all just love that like game.
That's awesome. I actually teach in a K through 2 building, and some of my second grade girls are flag football players in the rec program. So I just think it's so nice to see it like filtering down. And now we used to always talk about this prior, like we would watch Kurt's nephews play, and there were girls on the team, but then they didn't have after that they had nowhere to play. So it's so awesome to see them be able to now have a place to continue. Sophia, quick follow-up question. You guys said you were practicing like early morning practices, obviously to accommodate those spring sports athletes. Mm-hmm. Are you also a dual athlete in the spring, or are you focusing just on flag football?
So I am a dual athlete. I do the throwing for track and field, specifically I throw discus.
Nice, very nice.
A couple of comments from our good friend John Beelan. First, he's saying, "Look at this duo, best duo in the game." That's giving you props. And he's saying, as the league rep in Parsippany, we might be starting up a girls' flag football program in Parsippany. It's great to see the girls get involved. Super intense.
That's awesome. Keep us posted, John. We'd love to hear more about that. That's
fantastic. And what Jen was talking about with my nephews, they're in Staten Island. And like we watched them growing up, playing flag football. I mean, I want to say they start when they were like in first grade, and girls are always there. And then we're like, like what do they do? Like there was nothing there. And now it's awesome because I think it would go from like 8 teams in Jersey to I don't even know how many teams are in Jersey now, but it's tremendous. Sophia, I'm going to stay with you. Okay. You mentioned you're the quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And a couple of questions I have for you that, but number one, when you're saying, okay, you girls start flag football, okay, I got to learn the receiver, I got to learn the route tree. But now you have to learn everything, right? I mean, you have to know what she's doing. You have to know a little bit of everything. So how have you become like accustomed to basically running the show on offense as the quarterback?
I feel like it's just kind of learning each girl and like their ability. We have girls on the line that have, of course, like never touched a football before, which is absolutely no issue because they picked it up just in like the snap of a finger, which is great to see. I'm just trying to build a relationship with each girl and just getting to know them and the way they work, because you have some girls that are just like, all right, let's get right into it. And then you have some girls that like need to just break out of their little comfort zone, which takes like a few minutes once the game starts. But it's just, I like sit there and I just tell everyone like, you're good. Like, okay, like, let's do this. Let's go. Like, we got this. Like, let's just get like a few yards. It's just one step at a time. So it's just like the encouragement of just lifting each other up. And then once we're in the field, it's like, all right, it's game time. Let's get out there. We've practiced like so hard. Now let's put it into play. And even though like sometimes the plays, like it's an incomplete or whatever, they don't go the way we want, we still get out there and we just keep on doing it and we keep pushing each other. So, I mean, it's kind of just me like having my own little relationship with each girl. And then we all mesh it together because we're all like a family in the end of the day. We all like love each other. We all want each other to succeed. So it's just building a relationship with each girl and then just individually, like either if it's just like throwing with them or like telling them like, hey, like this is the route, like you good, you got it. It's really just the relationship and the connection with them.
And what would you say from when you started as a quarterback to where you are now? And again, you guys still have a lot of the season left. But how much more comfortable are you? How much more knowledgeable of you of when coach is saying, like he was saying to me yesterday, like a flood route, go slant, go out. Like how much more comfortable are you when he starts talking terms and stuff like that?
I'm definitely comfortable when he starts talking terms just because I grew around the boys. Like football was always just like my favorite growing up, and I play Madden. So it's just I understand these terms and just like the boys like on varsity, like hearing their plays and like what they talk, it's like, all right, flea flicker, lateral, like all of this. So I'm just like, all right, like let's do it. And then Coach Bertola comes in, he's like, hey, we're gonna run a flood or a slant. And I'm just like, this is great. Like this is everything that I've dreamed of, and I finally like get to do it.
You know what, Sophia? I did hear this maybe a couple years ago, and they were talking. They had like a general manager from the NFL, and they were saying like, how do you get rookie quarterbacks and young quarterbacks? And they said, playing Madden. That's the most. That's it, because that's going to give you simulation. They're going to come with an NFL defense, and that's what they teach them. So hey, if it works on the NFL, it can work for girls flag football. Couple comments, Coach. You're going to love this one. Kenny's saying Coach Bertola needs to bring Coach Charlie on as his defensive coordinator, Kurt as his offensive coordinator, get the band back together. Dr. John saying in 2021, we honestly thought Indian Hills was one of the odds-on favorites to win the state title. I was at MetLife and saw Indian Hills come up one place short against PCTI from playing from a state title. You guys are one of the shining stars and trailblazers for girls flag football in New Jersey. Good luck this season. And Dr. John saying there's 80 schools now in Jersey that have girls flag football.
10 times as much as what it
Yeah,
started
I think it started with
2
8.
years.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in northern Jersey anyway. Yeah. Coach, I'm actually going to come to you on this one. Kinjal was unable, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name, to join us tonight. But when you and I were going back and forth, you had described her as a defensive standout with excellent instincts, and she's a finisher. So I was going to ask her, but I'm actually wondering if you wouldn't mind speaking on her behalf. Can you tell us about the defensive mindset and style of play on the defense of the team and how she plays such a large role?
Well, Kurt, and talking terminology, Kurt, we don't play 2-man, we play 2-lady.
There you go. There you go.
So we don't play 2-man under, which is a defense, or cover 5, or let's not get too technical, but 2-man is a 7-on-7 coverage. So we play 2-lady and we blitz 1, or we play 1-lady and blitz 2, or play 0 and bring 3. So Kendra, I had KP, I had playing like on the slot, on like on their best receiver. So when we were playing Paramus, they were giving us to pretty good, and I put her in the middle of the field and just had her key wherever the ball went. And she has good grades. She just committed to Miami. She knows angles. She runs to the ball, and she has just great awareness of where to be. And then like these flags, it's not like number 7 school, Kurt, where you're just pulling off the Velcro. They're popped in. So you have to actually get in there and really talk about eyes on the hip and run to the near hip. You got to go in there with 2 hands and give a pull and raise it because we got them. We missed the play because we thought we had her. We didn't have her. They don't come out easy. But Kendra, KP, she just knows the game. And we were just talking the other day. She's like, you know what, Coach? These girls just have to watch some football. I started laughing. Like, she really knows. And she runs inside out. I put her in the middle of the field, and she was running inside out, making plays. And she's like a quiet assassin. If you looked at her, you would never know. But she's one of our leaders, and she has they all have a great way about her. And to piggyback what Sophie was saying, I mean, man, if that doesn't make you want to coach, I mean, I'm jumping out of my skin. Like, that's what it's all about, right? That's what we're doing, right? I mean, that's why we coach sports.
Yeah.
Because, it's about the relationships. It's about, getting together. And with all this mental health out there and all these struggles these kids are having, you have to be in sports. You learn positive. You learn how to, incomplete pass, huddle back. And thank God we have girls like Sophie who have that, positive attitude and no finger pointing. And kids need that self-esteem, that instant gratification, and that instant punch in the face where you have to rise back up real quick and move the ball. Heck, we lost on Monday. It didn't feel good, but we came back Tuesday morning ready to go, fixing things. And, this is why you coach.
Oh, sorry, Jen.
Oh, I was just going to say, Coach, well said, first of all. So important in any sport, like you said. And then can you take a moment to highlight some of the other players on your team who've had, big roles so far?
Yeah, so the other 2 ladies I would like to get on tonight that couldn't make it, Lila, she's our slot, and she's quick, and I want to get her more involved. And she asked me during the game, can I play some defense? And she's shifty, and she can make it happen. So I'm looking forward to her. And I don't think she's ever played before. and she's going to college overseas. Where is she going, Soph?
I think she's going to Norway or something
Yeah.
like that.
So she's going to Norway for college. Like these girls are great. And then my girl Nina, her last name is I don't know how to pronounce it, but it starts with a Z.
Zuidema.
Thank you. But I call her Xena Warrior. This girl does not want the ball. She just wants to get in somebody's way. She wants to knock somebody on the ground.
So, Coach, when you told me about this, I just said that's got to be one of your kind of players. I mean, if I mentioned Coach Bertola, this girl's got to be your kind of player. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I love them all, but this one definitely, as far as toughness goes, she's probably up there. Like if I got into a brawl, I wouldn't mind her on my right side. I wouldn't mind Sophie either. Like these girls, they're so tough. And what I love is we lost. We came back this morning, 6 a.m. We're out there and we're running drills and we're running to the near hip. We're running, NFL and college drills. We're running vice drills. Run to the near hip. We're doing, chase the chicken around the IH this morning. Like just having fun out there. And to me, I evaluate how I'm doing by if they're smiling. If they come in and on time, they're smiling, and they leave and they're in a good mood, I'm like, all right, check. Everything after that is gravy.
Nice.
Kenny has a comment for you, Coach Bertola. You talked about number 7 school. He said, Coach, I was telling Kurt about our lunchtime game, 6th to 8th grade, and we played school 6 for championship, mesh jerseys. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going back on that.
That's right.
Coach, I want to stay with you on this one. So, when you get down to it, everyone wants to win, right? You guys want to win whatever championship it is or whatever you guys want to do. But when it comes down to it, what you're going to be doing is you're teaching this sport to these girls who a lot of girls, not like Sofia, but girls who don't know much about football. So, in reality, like, what do you want to teach the girls? Like, what do you want to accomplish as the head coach of the Indian Hills girls flag football team?
Well, as far as like X's and O's, first off, I think check already with what sports are all about, with the relationships and girls caring about one another and playing for a team. So that's number 1. After that, like I said, everything else is gravy. But get back to the X and O's. On offense, you have to come to a game because it's pretty exciting. It's a lot different than you think. It's a lot more running than you think. And you better protect the passer because they're running it off the ball and they're coming. So it's pretty crazy. It gets pretty crazy. So we're trying to just, teach you girls simple routes, simple concepts. And, as a competitor, I could probably play our 7 or 8 girls both ways and win more games than maybe we will. But I have 18 girls. I play 7 on offense, a whole 7 on defense. Although I'll mix some girls in as we go on because I'm sure Sophie's going to play some defense here and there. But I want to play a lot of girls. Why not? We're all right in this range, right? I mean, Sophie's like her leadership and her mindset and her feel for sports is here. And the seniors are tough and, smart girls. And the rest of the team's right here. So why not play everybody, right? Why not play more kids? So my philosophy is I want to build a program. I have 18 to 20 kids. So I have about 4 to 5 each class. So I'm hoping that, each year we get 3 more, we get 5 more. And then down the road, I would like to make this a varsity sport. Like Doc said, we have 80 teams now.
Yeah.
Why not? And I'm fortunate because although, Soph is a thrower, I have another girl, Ashley, who plays field hockey and 2 girls that run track. Other than that, my whole team is, IH flag
football.
Nice.
Guys, we got a comment from Coach Bear. He's saying team dinner at Barcelona's. If you do one, me and Jen want in because I'm a Garfield guy and I introduced Jen to Barcy, so we got to get that done.
I actually asked my man, Coach Dom, the head coach of the boys team. He's a great guy. He's my mentee. I said, how do I put together the parent group? Because I'm already thinking, hey, we need a barbecue. I want to do this. So we'll get the girls down to Barcelona's. They'll think they went to culture shock. The best pizza, but you think you're in 1950.
It's true.
I'm gonna go off script and go to Sophia for a moment. Actually, Sophia, it's so funny. I'm obviously a little bit older than you, but I felt, growing up, I had so many opportunities to play sports. And I feel so fortunate. And now, and then when I was coaching, we talk about this often. I coached at Montville High School, and I always said there are so many opportunities. And they have girls flag football this season as well. They just keep adding. Their facilities are great, and it's just so great to see girls sports continue to grow. So my question to you is, you have a young girl watching, right? And Dr. John said it, your program is a trailblazer in flag football in New Jersey. What would be your advice to like a young girl who's thinking of playing not even just flag football, but maybe something that quote unquote isn't what girls have typically played yet? Like, what would you say to a young girl thinking about starting flag football or another sport similar?
It's just kind of like stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. Like, you don't, it's just because you're a girl doesn't mean you're any less like than a guy. Like, you have the same ability to play just like them. You might even be better than them, and that's the plus, because then they get all frustrated and you're just sitting there like, what's the matter? Like, I'm a girl. And then they start making all these excuses of why like they didn't make the play or why you caught the ball and they didn't. But it's just, you got to go out there and you got to have fun, and you can't let anything hold you back. At the end of the day, it's what you want to do, and you just got to take that next step. Doesn't matter what people say, doesn't matter what people will think. It's about what you want to do. And if you want to play flag football, or you want to wrestle against the boys, or you want to even play regular football, go and do it. You only have one life at the end of the day, and if you don't like it, you find a new sport. It just doesn't matter. It's just all about going out there, getting the experience, and doing what you love.
That's awesome advice. And it's so funny, I feel like I can say this to you as a fellow female athlete, right? That, again, it's great that all these things are happening for girls sports, but there's this part of me that's like, well, of course it should be happening, like it's, why are we so surprised? So yeah, so I love that answer.
I want to, I got two questions. I'll get to Coach Bertola in a second, but I want to stay with Sophia on this one. So like you said before, you grew up with the guys, so you knew about football. So naturally you're going to have a leadership role on the team, but even now you're the quarterback. Does that even make it more of a leadership role for you with the other girls on the team?
I think being the quarterback takes a lot more responsibility, because it all comes down to, all right, like when you're in the huddle, you have to encourage everyone to do their best. And like, I'll admit, like I wasn't on my A game. I threw like an interception or two, and then I got to shake that off. I can't let that affect me, because then it affects the other girls. Like, I just have to keep calm, stay cool, and just encourage them. And it's basically like the way I reflect my energy affects them. So being the quarterback, I really just have to like stay in my zone. And if I mess up, all right, whatever. We got the next play to do it. Let's go get it. Let's regain those yards, or let's get them back. Like, we're going to score this time. So being the quarterback kind of, I feel like, takes a little more responsibility, and you just have to realize that at the like the offense, like the entire like motion and like the energy, if you're upset with everyone, it's just going to go downhill. So you just have to stay calm, and you just have to encourage these girls to get it next play or continue on. Like, all right, if you drop the ball, oh well, who cares? We still have like 3 other downs to go. Like, it's all good. Everyone makes mistakes, and at the end of the day, we're all human. So just being the quarterback, I just have to like stay cool and just push these girls to do their best no matter what.
Coach Bertola, a comment from Dr. John Taylor. Coach, there are 13 girls hockey programs. There are 42 girls fencing teams. Girls flag football is up to 80 teams in 3 years. I don't see how the sport doesn't obtain championship status from the NJSIAA. Any thoughts on that?
Hey, I'm all for it. Like, get it going. I'll be behind you. Like, let's get that thing cranked up. Like, let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. And let's get somebody who is much more powerful than me and smarter than me to get these things pushed through. And I'll be right there pushing it.
Kenny has another question. Coach, my question to you is, you're a defensive guy, and as a former elite player, do you see yourself being more aggressive on defense, being a head coach, or deep down, are you okay with higher scoring games?
In general or in flag? Like,
we'll do both.
Okay. In general, in regular football, I don't mind, because, the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, the Rams and the Patriots, 13-6. Everybody hated that game. It was like a masterpiece. I think I watched that game at least 22,000 times. I must have more notes on that than I ever took a note in college. So,
defense wins championships, right, Coach?
And offense makes sauce and peppers. That's what we say in my house.
That's it. It's true.
Defense wins championships and offense makes sauce and peps.
Very true.
I love it.
And what about on the girls?
On the girls, whatever it takes.
Okay.
Whatever it takes. I want to have one more point than they do. I don't care.
Doesn't matter if it's 13-12 or 40-39.
Coach, I don't care. Listen, I like I always said, I like three things. I like ugly football, pretty women, and cold beer. That's always the motto. So I don't care what kind of football it is. But I want to just say something about Soph. So when I got the job, she came right up to me and introduced herself and was so excited because she had the injury and she was really looking forward to playing. So, and after our conversation, she walked away. I said, "Oh God, please, I hope she could throw. This girl has to be the quarterback." So sure enough, she could throw, and the rest is history.
Nice, very nice.
Our good friend Jody Moncrief saying W's are W's, wins are wins.
100%.
Yeah, I just want to see the girls execute. I just want to see us get better. And I think after yesterday's practice, we got better than we were when we played. And then we're going to practice tomorrow morning. We're going to get better. So I'm looking forward to it. So I see us on the rise. I see the girls are really into it and they're listening. During the game, Sophie said, I was talking to the defense and Sophie said, "Coach, I got to play. We're going to run this play." I said, "All right." I have no ego. Go ahead. Let it happen. Go ahead. You know what to do. You're the leader out there. I mean, if you feel like something might work, go ahead.
Same question for both of you. Coach, I'll start with you. Did you ever in your wildest dreams think you'd be coaching a girls flag football high school team?
No.
And Sophia, did you ever think you'd be playing quarterback for a girls high school football team?
No, I did not.
And I bet you're both happy that those answers came out yes on both of them, right? I mean,
100%.
Sense the passion
That's
from
it.
both of them.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. Before we go into a little thing we like to call rapid fire with some more fast-paced, fun questions. Sophia, what are your plans next year after graduation?
I'm currently going to LSU where I'm going to continue to study sports administration. So I'm staying in the sports field, although I can't play.
Oh, awesome. Good for you.
And Sophia, we do another sports show, and one of our good friends, Dave Slade, is a huge LSU fan, so he's going to be giving you a shout out. I can tell you that.
All right, guys. So our next one, we have a couple more questions before I let you go for some rapid fire. You want to start off, Kurt?
Yeah, I'll start off. All right, Coach, favorite football team?
Well, Green Bay Packers.
Okay. Well, Jordan Love, is that your guy going forward or what?
We got to see. We'll take it. We didn't know. You don't know that, Purdy was going to be the guy. Every day is a new day. Let's see. Every year is a new year. Every year older. Every year wiser. Every year better.
Sophia, your favorite football team?
New York Giants.
Okay. So are you a fan of Coach Dable?
I am. I think he's coming along this year, especially with all the new players that are coming in. I think if we could just get a franchise tag on Saquon Barkley, I think we'll have it. I think he's going to come around. He's bound to come around, but fingers crossed that he does.
Right, I got to ask her. I have to. Is Daniel Jones worth all this money?
I think he's working day and night. I see it through his posts, so I have confidence in him that he's going to be worth this money. I think this year he's bound to put on a show.
Okay.
Nice
Good answers.
All right. It's Indian Hills area Market Basket. What's your favorite item to get at Market Basket? Sophia, I'm going to start with you.
Probably chicken, because all I eat is really grilled chicken.
You sound like Jen.
How about you, Coach?
Me and the missus, we go up there and get those big old sandwiches with the bag of chips, go across the street in that little park, jump over that little fence, throw out a blanket, wolf them down, and drive back to Southern Bergen County.
There you go.
Love it.
All right. Sophia, give me your best impersonation of Coach Bertola.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
That's okay.
There's so many good ones, but I think it's kind of just I don't care what the other team says. I don't care what they do. I'm me. I'm the tough guy mentality. I've beat them before. Doesn't matter.
Nicely
Coach,
done.
is that you, Coach?
You tell me.
Oh, we could have an hour show on Coach Bertola here if I have to. Come on.
Well, what happened is, like everything, you're teaching. I don't care what the sport is. Okay, you're teaching life. Control the controllables. So one of our players had the rabbit ears, listen to what's going on, and got kind of wrapped up and said, "Oh, there was whatever it is." So hey, I said, "Don't worry." They said something about you. And that's why I kind of,
That's Coach Bertola, baby. That's Coach
I didn't
Bertola.
curse. So that's all I know.
There you go.
He does not curse in front of us.
Oh, very nice.
So if you don't have to lie, but okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. That was for administration at Indian Hills.
All right, Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas? Sophia, which one do you prefer?
Nike all the way.
All right, how about you, Coach?
I have to say Nike. I have to. I mean, I got to say Nike.
All right. And this is my favorite new question to ask, especially on the high school show. Okay. Because, besides sports, I don't watch anything. I mean, maybe South Park and maybe Cobra Kai. That's it. I just 99% sport. Jen married me. She's always like, puts the TV on, put on 36 ESPN, because that's all I watch. So, Coach, give me a show besides sports that you watch.
Ready?
Is there one?
Yeah. Housewives. Jersey
I was
Housewives.
expecting that.
There you go.
I just had to catch up right now while I was eating before the show. But I'm all NFL Network, 588 on every channel. But you know what? I have to say, my wife is great. There's so much football on 24/7 in my life that during the week, it's nice to watch some of that mindless. And it reminds me that, I'm not that screwed up when you see these people. I say to myself, wow, I guess I do have it together.
Coach, talking about that, listen, bless your wife, just like bless my wife for dealing with us with all sports. But what if I could have the video of showing Jen last year, and I'm watching the Raiders, it was 2 years ago, Raiders and Chargers, and I'm sorry, yeah, Raiders, Chargers, and Crosby is just, he has like 6 sacks in a game, and I'm screaming, can somebody please chip him? Can somebody please chip him? So every time Jen hears it now, she goes, there's Chip. Look, see, they say, see, I told you, look, they're going to chip. So she's starting to throw the terms out, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My wife could coach a couple clinics about outside leverage and cover 3 match.
There you go. Sophia, what about you? Any favorite TV shows?
Not really a big TV person, but I do watch Big Brother every now and then when it comes on with my mom. So it's always been our favorite.
I'm shocked Coach isn't a Cobra Kai guy. You're not a Cobra Kai guy, Coach?
We watched it. We watched
Okay.
the first one. It was good. Listen, again, I watch whatever my wife wants to watch during the week. I got to give a little give and take in a relationship, But,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that for Kurt, Coach? Just kidding.
I watch. By the way, Kenny's just saying. Kenny has a deal with you. Jen deals with sports, food, and 1,000 of Kurt's.
yeah.
Come
Well,
on,
my wife's a good cook, but I do most of the cooking. Although she did cook tonight.
Coach. Listen, Sophia and Coach, I'll be straight up with you. I'm lucky I can throw something in the microwave. I cannot cook, so thank God for Jen. So I won't take any credit. Dr. John saying, I love Coach Bertola. I watch 90 Day Fiance with my wife every week. Totally makes me feel more normal.
Hey, pillow talk is better, but go ahead.
I got one for you from Jody. Coach, he's saying, you guys being from Jersey, what's your thoughts on the Jersey Shore TV show, Coach Bertola?
I liked it. I didn't like it when they were younger, but now they're older. We watched that one too.
Okay.
I'm all right. I'm gonna spill the beans. Geez, Kurt, so it's Jersey Shore, Vanderpump Rules, and Housewives.
Oh,
There you go. There you go.
I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
This is awesome. Sophia, I want to get your take on our friend Jody's question there. As a younger person with the Jersey Shore people, what's your thoughts on how they portray our state?
See, personally, I like the younger version of them. When I got hurt, all I watched was the Jersey Shore, and I also I have our family has a beach condo down in Ortley, so I grew up kind of down there as well, and I did get to meet some of the cast while down there during the summer. So I personally am a big fan of the Jersey Shore, and I think it's chaotic, but it's reality TV, so I love it.
Exactly, for what it's worth.
Well,
Right?
Sophia,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you this, Jersey Shore, we're down there a lot, and we just made our first trip last Friday because we take the ride down, meatball sandwich from Midway. We usually go to Colonial Bakery for the crumb cake, Sawmill for pizza. We get them all.
You got to go
get
to
'em all.
Maruka's for pizza now.
Oh,
Try that.
Yeah, we tried. We did.
Introduced
Yep.
Kirk to Maruka's for the first time last summer. Yep. Very nice. What's that
Ne-
Dr. John saying about pillow?
Oh, yeah.
talk?
Dr. John saying, stop. Pillow talk is way better. Coach, we can hang out. John,
Oh.
and then John Pork giving a hello. Kenny is saying rapid fire Seaside Heights Wildwood. Oh, favorite shore point, coach. You know, let's add it. Favorite shore point. Sophia, you're gonna just go with Ortley because that's where you are? That's
Yeah,
your favorite
Seaside
part?
Heights, Ortley area.
Okay. Jen,
Well, I'm gonna say Lavalette, right by Ortley.
I will
Yeah.
say Wildwood and Coach Bertola.
I'm gonna say Point Pleasant. I have a pool in the backyard, so I don't go too far, thank God. But if I'm going anywhere, I'm going to Point Pleasant. I like the tiki bar. I like the
Oh,
layout. I like that it's got a nice family vibe. I mean, I love kids. I'm around them all day, coaching and in school. But going down there, I like a little bit older crowd.
No, it's awesome. You know what's funny? 4 people here. We also had 4 places down the Jersey Shore.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
And we
crazy.
like all of those that you mentioned. All right. My last one for each of you guys. Coach, I'll start with you. Though we kind of got a lot of this done. Outside of sports, right? What's your favorite hobby to do other than something sports related and TV related and shore related?
Well, if I wasn't coaching, I would definitely be involved in a restaurant business, some kind of restaurant. I love that. I love that field. I love that. I did go to school for broadcast journalism to be a sports anchor. So that was something. I did work for the Fan and ESPN, like Kurt.
Yeah.
All those, I had some great sports media jobs, but I left those jobs simply because I missed coaching. My first job, at college was coaching college. So I missed coaching so much. I'm like, I'm done. I have to retrack. I'm stop, dropping, and rolling and doing a no career. And it would definitely be the food industry, something with the food. My wife and I always going back and forth thinking about things, or food trucks, or we love to cook and we kill it. So food.
Jody's saying I do see a little Dan Patrick in Coach. LOL. And Kenny's saying LBI. So 5 places down
There
the
you go.
shore.
How about you, Sophia? What's your hobby outside of anything sports related?
If I'm not in sports or school, I'm working as well. I work at this Italian restaurant in our town, and I go right from practice after school to there. So you can find me working
What's the restaurant in case we got to try? We love Italian food.
Cucina 347 in Oakland.
You
Okay.
might see us there.
You might.
Good grandma pie. You gotta get the grandma pie.
Oh,
Is that the
it might be
same?
a done deal
Is there
now.
another one in Nutley like that?
There is. Yeah, we have 3 different locations.
See, that's the place we wanted to go
Yes,
to.
that
That's
is.
the one we
Okay,
wanted
yeah,
to go
yeah.
Try it
to.
out. It's really good. I suggest the drunken grandma pie, which instead of the regular tomato sauce, it's vodka sauce. It's a fan favorite, so definitely would try
All
it
right,
out.
we gotta
Okay,
try
thank
it.
you.
We gotta
will.
come
We're gonna
try it.
check it out.
So
for
Kurt, we
Absolutely.
got a new show. We gotta do the 4 of us. Got to go on food tours now.
Oh,
Seriously,
Coach,
we should
Coach.
head down the shore.
Coach, listen, you know me. Ask Jen. I am the pickiest eater you will ever meet. So me with food is not good. I mean, if
Oh
it's
my God.
pizza, wings, that's it.
Me and my wife. Oh man, we'll go anywhere. I work at Indian Hills. I'll come home and she'll say, "You want Chinese? It's in Wyckoff." We'll turn around and
Go right back. No, we
We
gotta
gotta
check this
have
pizzeria out.
Absolutely. Coach and Sophia, thank you so much for joining us. We know how busy you are, Sophia. 2 sports, working, school, coach, getting up early for practicing, commuting to Indian Hills. We truly appreciate your time, and we wish you nothing but success for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having us on here today.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys, and the kind words. I mean, listen, it's all about the kids. It's all about I'm only doing what people did for me.
Yep.
I'm only giving back what coaches and principals and guys you got Guy Cange and Mr. Cange from the boys club growing up, just guys like that. I'm just giving back to kids what I got when I was a kid and how it helped me develop.
Absolutely. That's what it's all
Very
about.
nice.
All right, guys.
Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
guys. Have a good night and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you as well.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night,
Good
guys.
job, Soph.
All right, Coach
Okay, so
Sophia.
Indian Hills. Listen, and again, I've known Coach Bertola all my life, and I'm dead serious when I say that. Like, there's just I've never met anyone who loves football as much as he does, and that's why it makes him a great coach. And not only for all the boys teams he coached, but now he's giving back to the girls in Indian Hills. And the girls will see. I mean, they see it now, but they're very lucky to have him as teach them that sport.
You can see it in everything he says, his passion for it, and like he said, the giving back. And you know what? It's a rarity to have a senior leader like Sophia, and you can just understand the type of player she is just in our brief conversation. So really, again, truly wishing them the best the rest of the season.
Okay, we'll see everybody
Back to Tuesday next week.
Next Wednesday. Next Tuesday.